So I want to touch on this because Dewey in the everyone group text mentioned, well, he basically texted me directly there, expressing something that surprised me, and I'm not gonna read you all of what he texted me, but I'm just gonna summarize basically what he said through all the texts that he made yesterday to me. All the while that Eugene, Carlos, and Russ were all talking at the same time, or texting at the same time in that same group chat, where Eugene was saying that I want his job. If I mean I could have his if I want his job, or I could have his job. At Amazon, he's working there currently at the warehouse, and you know I told him, hey, let's swap let's swap let's swap jobs, and if there's possible, there'll be a trade, you know trade requests. You know what I'm saying? But basically, what I'm gonna summarize what Dewey just told me, basically. So he's just essentially telling me that he's over it with, like, you know all the damage that I've done, saying lame, dropping lame insults to him, just, even at the heat of the moment, when everybody saw me at my worst, just, for whatever reason, just trashing all those guys, as a whole. I never intend to single-handedly, trash someone. If I had something personal, I would tell that person or friend just straight up on individual text, or just call the person and let that person know, hey, it's not working and all that. But this is just more of a collective, trash talking that I've done to these guys, and they should all know that by now, right? And even Dewey has started to come in and admit, well, you know what, he's basically over it. That's what he's saying. And look, he also wished me that I improved my lifestyle and improved my life, and he still sees me as a good friend and a good brother. So it almost seems like, even though we're still not friends, that you know everything that I've said, even on that day of Valentine's Day, he's he's willing to just not hold that against me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it turns out Dewey is already at peace with me after he said, all those things yesterday. And I got to make sure I do the same. But he did mention, though, that even if I was going to do this to him again, like for whatever reason, even if my mind was off of it, if I was in my dump or just not having a good day in general, that, he was going to, that he wasn't going to hold it against me. But for the most part, I think Dewey is already at peace. I think he simply forgave me, and it's to a point now where he's just waiting on. I think he's waiting for us to reunite our friendship. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's a sign that we might reunite our friendship. Now, look, I like to do this with everyone else. I can't guarantee that, once I do get a new job, that that I'm going to reunite all of my friendships with everyone. I'd like to, but it's not guaranteeing for everyone. Some are just willing to let things be, and some others may be willing to give me another chance when they see me do better. And Dewey is already at peace, and I feel like there will be a future for us, as our as the the status, the what was that word I'm looking for, as the rate may be pretty high on this one. The chances are pretty high on this one, since Dewey's already at peace with me. So I feel like there will be a future for us. However, I'm not really about to go there yet. And he did say he was willing to wait. So, he's going to be patient with me at this time. He's not going to do, like how he usually does to everyone else. Call me this, call me that, saying, I get he likes to talk on the telephone, just like Eugene and Russ. But yeah, at this point, he's just letting me be until I get my act together. And I do appreciate that about him. Now, I don't know if this goes with the rest of the guys in the Nutballers group chat, or excuse me, yeah, the Nutballers, formerly named Nutballers. You know, I do plan on bringing the name back, but of course I need to be in the right mindset for that to happen. Because right now, with what I'm going through, it's not possible. So, by the way, I just noticed a typo on this on this thumbnail, dude. And what you see on the screen, when I try to spell out connection, it actually had an M at the end instead of an N. Probably my first typo ever in a thumbnail on any thumbnail that has text on it. So my apologies if I accidentally spelled reconnection wrong. It says reconnection, not reconnection. Yeah, I just happen to notice it right now before I finish this off. But look, man, I don't know when I'm gonna bring the Nutballers group back. Look, I'm doing a lot of referencing and researching, and basically, as I'm doing a lot of my nonsense videos now, it's getting really addicting, to be honest, and just more laughs here and there, right? But look, again, Dewey is willing to let things be for me, and I guess he's patiently waiting until I'm already a better person. And I'm sure once he sees me regain my peace and happiness, then he'll be more than happy to reconnect with me. And I'm sure I'll feel the same way when my mindset is right. And I hope this goes with everyone else too. Lovely Mel wants me to come back from Facebook, but I told her the same thing that I told Marion and everyone else, that I need to be in the right mindset to where they don't see me at my worst anymore. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to keep this short because I got a whole lot to drop. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.